All right, welcome back to another monthly roundup. So I have a few updates here and a lot of favorites, so I'm going to jump right in. First thing I want to talk about are my ceramics. I did a restock last week, so we still have a couple available. So this is the leather black. Fits a full shot, which is fantastic. They're match strikers if you didn't know that already. But yeah, this is the leather black right here. And then I also have the dark brown, which is my personal favorite. I love the way it looks. I love the way it feels. I had this one Robert Maxwell critter thing for a long time, and he used a clay that's very similar to this. It's like from the 60s or 70s or something like that. But he used a clay that's similar to this, and it just feels so good in the hands. Like whenever I'm sitting on my couch, I just want to like touch this. So yeah, this is the dark brown color. I love it. And then this is out of stock, but this is the raw one. And then it has celadon on the inside, which is like a clear glaze. So this is also glazed too, so you can take shots and clean it out pretty easily. But they're also match strikers, obviously. I opened up some pre-orders because I've been getting requests for it for the past couple of years, and finally decided that it's time because I'm on a good roll with production. So yeah, it takes a long time, but I'm committed to it. So mid-February pre-orders are up. In terms of other projects, I've been taking on a lot more photography projects. I've been doing a lot more headshots and just kind of focusing on that. So yeah, just reaching out to people, and like a lot of my friends are also reaching out to me to update their photos and stuff. So Che, I got to shoot her, and gosh, she is stunning. She's like just such an easy person to take photos of. And I felt like almost every single, I think we took like around 100 photos, almost every single photo was perfect. I think there were a couple that were a little bit blurry, so maybe those are the ones that I had to throw out. There's a professional ceramicist at the studio that I go to who's also a teacher, and she's also an actress as well, so I did her portraits. And I love the way that her hair really stands out from the black backdrop. And then I did the photographer. I think I talked to you guys about that last month. But he just had a show and it was wonderful. Grace Jones and David Lynch and Katy Perry, he took photos of them, so they were in his shoot. It was really fun and inspiring show to have a look at. He let me take a look because I couldn't make it on time, but I think he has his show up for a while, so if you message him on Instagram, maybe he'll assign something so that you guys can come visit if you're in LA. His name is Jacob Bull, by the way. I also took some photos of Maddie because she has an art show coming up, and I realized she didn't have any like updated photos, and I've been experimenting a lot with like different lenses and different editing styles, so I asked her if I could take some photos of her. And then also I've been practicing taking photos of like just product photos, right? So I've been putting inspirations together and stuff, and I updated all the photos that are on my site currently on ceramwrap.com. Really excited about that. If you have any pointers on how I can make it better, let me know. I'm trying to like also figure out a way to add video to it because I think that'd be really fun. But yeah, it's super fun to change up the photos every once in a while because I was having a hard time with photography for a really long time, just not feeling inspired by it, you know, and I think right now I'm like feeling the push. So yeah, really fun stuff. In terms of music, I made a new playlist on Spotify. It's called Breaks, and it's because I love hip-hop, right? And I love hip-hop that's using samples from different areas. Like there's a lot of people who like sample jazz and soul and funk, but every once in a while there's an artist who will sample 60s Britpop or psychedelic music. Edon's one of them, and MF Doom's one of them. But I put together a playlist of songs that I think would be good samples for hip-hop. But also, if you have anything to add to it, let me know. The first song that's on that playlist is by the Beach Boys, so obviously it's a completely different genre than hip-hop, so yeah. My favorite ceramic piece this past month that's not made by me is this right here. This is a platter that I got from Betsy Carter, who also goes to my studio. This is her right here. She's kind of like a celebrity at our studio. Everyone loves her. There's this woman who actually joined the studio because of her, and she was talking to me for a while about how she was such a fan of Betsy Carter for years, and then eventually found out where Betsy fires her stuff. It's very serene and nice to look at, but she makes the most beautiful mugs and bowls, and I really wanted a platter because I started, well, you can see over here, I started eating more fruit, and I felt like this would be good to serve fruit on. And I think also I got this during the holidays, and I was just in the mindset of a platter because during the holidays you do a lot of meals with other people and a lot of parties and stuff, and things are often served on platters, so I'm like, you know what, I don't really have that many platters, so this is what I got, and I love it, I cherish it, I love the weight of it, and I love how she glazed it. It's so unique. This is probably not going to mean anything to anyone, but this is a spurtle. This is a cooking tool. This is the mini one. I have a longer one too that I use for soups and stuff like that, or whenever I'm cooking. But this one is a smaller one, which I used for rice for a while. But I started bringing it into the studio as a ceramic tool. So whenever I need to join things together, I'll slap them together. Or if I want to flatten out something, I'll use this end. I use like this to carve in or press in certain spots, but I think this is the perfect shape for a ceramic tool. It's called a mini spurtle, and it's by Mad Hungry, or Lucia Scalaquin, and okay, so my next door neighbor is her son, and it was so funny because he was posting all these photos and videos of her, and I was like, wait, you know Ella's cute? Because I watched her for a long time because I love cooking videos, and she's like a celebrity in my eyes, you know? So I'm like, whoa, you know her? And he's like, oh yeah, that's my mom. And I'm like, wait, that means that I've watched videos of him as a child, like cooking with her in the kitchen. So I totally fangirled. But yeah, she got one of my donabe pots that I made in ceramics, so that was really cool. But yeah, I use this as a ceramic tool. I use the longer one as a cooking tool. I think it's wonderful, and if you're a ceramicist also, then I recommend trying one of these tools. Oh, the reason why I started using this as a ceramic tool is because I was using one from the studio that it looks very similar to this, and then I decided one day that I should just buy my own because oftentimes other people are using it or students need to use it and stuff. So then I went into the studio store to buy it, and it was like 25 or 45 or something like that. Something outlandish, right? For a ceramic tool. So I was like, you know what? I should just go in my kitchen and find something similar. Turns out a lot of other ceramicists use stuff like this too, so that was really cool. So right, that's a spurtle from Lucida Scalaquin, Mad Hungry. You can get it on like QVC and stuff. The next thing I want to talk about is also a ceramics related story. There's this woman named Mallory who makes the most beautiful ceramics, but she's got the best style ever. And she came into the studio one day and she had this Milwaukee tool bag that she used to keep her ceramics tools in. And I was like, wow, that's such a cool size, and I like that it stands up on its own, and I like that it's red so that you can see inside it. I'm like, that would make it like a really cool makeup bag. And then I think a couple weeks later it shows up on my shelf, and there was a note saying, oh, enjoy, or something like that, right? And I just automatically assumed it was her, because who else could it have been? Turns out it's not her, and I still don't know who gave it to me. So if you know, or if anyone knows, I've asked like everyone that I can think of, and I tried to like trace myself back to that day to see who else was in the studio in that same room having that same conversation or listening in on that conversation. I just can't. I've asked so many people who left this on my shelf, but anyway, it's on my shelf and I've been using it as my travel, like my DOP kit basically, because I like that it stands up and I like that it's bright on the inside so I can see everything, and I like how like rugged it is, and it's just cool, you know? It's a tool bag, which is, I don't know, maybe $5 to $10, but you can use it for so many things. It's a very utilitarian object. Okay, so I used to work at this mall called the Anti-Mall, or the Lab, that's in Orange County. And when I was there, I made a lot of friends because everyone in that area also would congregate right in the center of the anti-shopping mall and share ideas, share stories, and just like kind of talk to each other. Anyway, my friend Brian, who worked at that same mall, and his wife, now wife, Kaylin, started a clock brand called Clockwork, and the packaging is stunning. I feel like this would be great for a present because it's packed so well and it's so beautiful. But this is the clock that I picked out. Oh, I love it so much, and I haven't hung it up yet because I'm trying to figure out where I look around the house the most. And I already have a clock right here, and I was just thinking of like swapping that out, but it's in a position where I feel like it would get blocked, or like just like your eyes would just gaze over it, you know? And I really want this in a spot that I can see every day and really admire. So still picking out a good spot for it. And I think I have a general idea, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people can't read analog clocks, but I can tell. So yeah, I really like it. They have other clocks too. I think it's so beautiful, and I'm very proud of them for coming up with this design, and I'm excited for the brand. Let's talk about clothes. So I've been wearing this set. So this is a corduroy jacket, and then I got corduroy pants as well. And this is a set from Whimsy and Row. I've been DJing their holiday parties, and then every year they're like, hey, pick out a few things for yourself. And they're super generous. But I picked this one out last year, and I actually picked out a dress that matches it. And sometimes I'll wear it together, and I really like it. But then this year, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna pick out their pants that go with this jacket. And I've been wearing that a ton. It's super comfortable, and I like wearing it, especially around the holidays, because it's almost like a sweatsuit. It's just comfortable, but it looks very put together. There's this new Bodhi catwalk show that I saw, and there was a man wearing a suit that's like of the same coloring and stuff, so it looks really elevated, but it reminds me of this suit. So I mean, I've been wearing it even before that, but I just wear it a lot because it's so comfy and it's a more elevated sweatsuit in my opinion. But then also I got this pair of jeans. It's called the Farah, and it's just a long straight leg, I would say kind of like a boot cut, because it looks really good with my cowboy boots underneath. But yeah, they're just like basic soft jeans. I sized one size up because it fit really tight. But the thing is, if you just buy your size and then wash it and then dry it, but like right before it becomes dry, put it on right away and then do some squats in them, they'll fit perfect. So I wish I would have done that, but I got a size up, and I've been wearing it a ton, and they're just so comfy. The only thing is that the button that it came with is a white, actually I'll show you real quick. It's the same button as this button right here. There's something about like a big white button that bums me out. So then I went ahead and took the button off and then swapped it out with this dark blue button. And I feel like it goes with more things without being like so in your face. Oh, that's a white button. I mean, a lot of companies do the big white button thing. It just kind of bums me out, so I swap it out. It's been rainy and cold, and I bought these socks last year, and I've been wearing them on rotation. I think it comes in a set of 5 or something like that. They're so comfy, and they've got a little bit of compression, and they just feel good around the foot. I'm wearing another pair on my feet right now, but yeah, they feel so comfortable in my boots and in shoes and stuff, and I think they're meant as like a hiking sock. My friend Dacia told me about them, and she wears them when she's like working out, but I just started wearing these because they're just comfortable and everything, and they look really cool, and they come in a bunch of different colors. These are the best quality that I've seen so far, and they just haven't worn out at all, and I've been wearing them on rotation for a whole year now. So my little sister never really raves about beauty products that much. I'll give her a ton of makeup and stuff, and she'll try it every once in a while, but she's never like a fan or like really sold on something. She'll never like really repurchase things. However, she finally, out of the 20-something years that she's been alive, maybe 30 years now, she finally gave me a recommendation, and I was immediately sold. So Thrive Cosmetics, I just bought their intro kit basically. So it's like an eyeshadow, an eyeliner, and a mascara. She was raving about the mascara. She said it was the best mascara she's ever used. So then I tried it. My favorite mascara is the Glossier Lash Slick, right? But I stopped using it. And then I was kind of in the market for a new one. She told me about this one, and it's basically the same thing, but a lot more volumizing. So if you want more volumizing, also lengthening, but it makes your lashes so thick. The wand is super easy to kind of spread out and like really like plump up your lashes and stuff. It combs through everything really nicely. It's a tubing mascara, if that means anything to you, but it stays on through crying, through sweating, and then when you finally need to take it off, it just comes off in like little strips, like little tubes. And yeah, fantastic, stays on and easy to wash off. And then I got this is the Anise Brilliant Eye Brightener, which my sister also recommended. I really like it. It stays on, it doesn't rub off. It's very similar to the Laura Mercier color eyeshadow sticks. I feel like this is a little bit more long lasting, and there's a bunch of different colors too, which I really want to try out. But the color that I have is Anise. I think I'm actually going to do an updated makeup video because I haven't done one in a really long time. And then in the intro kit, it also came with an eyeliner, which I'm not like 100% sold on yet. So yeah, brilliant brand. Possibly my new favorite brand. Not really into the color of the packaging, but the quality of the product is really good. So yeah, Thrive Cosmetics. The next couple of recommendations are actually from my boyfriend. So he started using this because his hands were really dry and stuff, and then I've been doing a lot of ceramics, so I'm like, you know what, I'll give it a try. This is the Eucerin Intensive Repair Lotion. It's not really meant for just your hands, but I've been using it on my hands, and I've noticed that it really heals everything. And then also my nails have been really brittle, and then it really just took care of that, and the cuticles and all of that. So Intensive Repair Lotion from Eucerin. I actually bought the bigger bottle so that I can refill this. I know it's like so not sexy and the packaging sucks, but it works really well. So if you have really dry hands or dry feet or dry skin in general, I even use this on my face sometimes. Yeah, I recommend this. This is the Eucerin Intensive Repair Lotion. And then a couple of years ago, when I was at my boyfriend's house, he was using this body wash, and it's just from Target. It's the Goodfellow & Co. Cedarwood and Geranium No. 6. It reminds me of Aesop or Le Labo. It smells so good, and I liked it so much that I bought so many bottles of it and started using it at my house. I think it's only like $5 at Target. It's fantastic. It smells so good. It smells so expensive, and it's not. It's actually really affordable. So yeah, if you're in the market for a body wash, or if you're ever at Target, check this out. They have a bunch of different scents too, but this is my favorite. And I like that it's kind of androgynous. It's not ultra masculine, it's not ultra feminine, it's somewhere in between. A show that I just finished and I couldn't stop thinking about is called Fleischman is in Trouble. It's about a couple in their early 40s, and they have 2 kids, and they're in New York, and they're like an upper class family, and they're going through a divorce. So the husband takes the kids, and it's about points of view, right? So it's never really one person's point of view is all correct and the other person's the villain. So it kind of shows you, I don't know, different perspectives, and there's a lot of turns and twists, and a lot of things that are unexpected that show up. It's a fantastic show, and I love the way that it's shot, and all the characters are very, I don't know, very relatable. It shows that humans are flawed, you know, humans do things that don't make sense. I felt like it's kind of like a coming of age film or show for adults. The last thing I want to talk about are these headphones. How cool are these? They're from the 80s. They're the Porta Pros by Cause. And I saw these on Tom Sachs, who's an artist that my boyfriend showed me, that I'm a fan of now. And I found out about, or we found out about Tom Sachs through Van Neistat, he's also an artist, but he has a YouTube channel. He makes like short films and stuff. And he's Casey Neistat's brother. I think he's the cooler Neistat for sure. But yeah, I followed Tom Sachs on Instagram, and he was wearing these, and I asked him what they were, and he responded, so I bought them immediately. I got influenced, and I really like them because I've been looking for over-the-ear headphones for a while, and I was so close to getting the Apple headphones, but I don't know, I kept talking myself out of it because I love listening to music and walking around the neighborhood and stuff like that, but I just don't want to get got, you know? So I often wear headphones that aren't really shown, or really cheap looking headphones. And yeah, sound quality means a lot to me because I love listening to music. And yeah, so I did a lot of research and I kept talking myself out of getting the Apple ones, and they're really expensive too. And I did a lot of like comparison things, and anyway, I'm glad I waited because these have a lot of clarity, they have great bass, and they're really cheap. So, or cheaper in comparison. So I don't feel as guilty if I break these or whatever. They are like plastic and a little bit of metal, and they're very flimsy, but the sound quality is fantastic, and I feel like, especially if I'm working at the studio or something like that, I won't mind bringing these in and getting them dirty, you know? So yeah, Porter Pros, super lightweight and comfy, and great sound. And if you aren't already, definitely follow Van Neistat on YouTube because he makes fantastic, very motivating videos. Those are my favorites for the month of January. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any suggestions for me, please leave a comment down below. Any questions at all, please also leave a comment, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.